This video was published by MBKP International, LLC. In this video I'm going to show you the operation of our perfect G17 Pro heavy duty paper cutter and our perfect G12 Pro heavy duty paper cutter. As you can see, these are very similar units. The difference comes in the size. This is a larger unit, it's 17-inch cut length, while this has a 12-inch cut length. It's obviously got wider here, it goes up to 16 inches on the grid, and this goes up to 12 on the width. So, but for this demo, I'm going to do most of the stuff on the 17-inch cut. The G12 Pro works identical to the G17 Pro, with the exception of this is just a bigger unit. It's going to give you a little more leverage because of the longer handle. So all of the cuts on these are very easy. They're even easier on this. It goes through it like butter on the stacks of paper. And it just helps because of the extra long length handle. Again, I'll show a cut on this as well, but it's easy as well. But this is the one that's the easiest to do. I'll show you a couple things on this first. This handle here will lock into place when you raise it all the way up. And you hear it click right there, and you can't move it back down. So that way, if you got it all the way up, unless you release this, you can't cut yourself on your fingers on it. But to release it, all you do is pull this lever here forward, and then lower the handle. You can let go of it once it's moved about an inch, and continue on down to cut the paper. Okay. Like that. This here is just a safety shield. Right there, and this here's the paper clamp. Goes all the way up, and you slide the paper over there or through there either way. Lower down there and clamp down like that with the paper. You got your side paper support here and your back paper support. This is how you square the paper. You mainly want to use this one to get your paper lined up against, but you also have your side paper support. The reason you use this one over this is because this is in a fixed position. It's preset out of the factory. It's in the exact position it should be. This will be preset by you, so you could be a hair off here or there. So mainly use this. You can use it as a square also, and the way you adjust this is just loosening that handle and then just sliding this over. And this is adjustable that way, so you can cut at angles if you like. But typically you just say you want to cut at 7 inches, you'd line it on that 7-inch line, like so, and then you just tighten that down. It's got a nice grip on the bottom of this, rubber grip, to where it really grips it to where it stays in place when you do clamp it. One thing nice about this is it is removable, so say you had some paper, real long paper, 20 inches long or whatever, and you can actually slide it through here. You can take this all the way off, and this just falls off right there. And then you can let the paper come all the way through and hang down here if you had a really long sheet of paper you need to cut. So it is removable, very easy to put back on as well. And you snug it down like so. It does have a grid in inches here. As you can see, this goes up to 16 that way and 17 the other way. And it's down to 1/8 of an inch. You can easily do 16ths by just placing it between the two. But it does have a nice grid on it. This is heavy gauge metal. Now, most of this is metal. There's a few exceptions. Obviously, this plastic clear shield. This side paper support is plastic. A couple knobs are plastic on it. This drill is plastic. You do have some rubber feet here for desktop use. They're nice grippy feet so this doesn't move around. This is a nice heavy gauge unit, like I said. The metal is heavy gauge. It's this thing weighs about 75 pounds on the G17 Pro. The G12 Pro weighs about 57 pounds. So they do have some thick metal on it. It's very sturdy. You'll notice that right out of the box when you get it. You should be able to see down here the gauge of the metal there. It's pretty. It is strong. The metal's not going to bend on you. It's very strong. Okay. I'll lift this up and I'll show you some of the accessories that come with it. You got a nice drawer there to come out to put things in. Okay, here you have some extra screws here for, let me take this out here. This blade here, the screws in that. Sometimes you'll lose one or you'll strip one out a little bit, and you do have some extra screws there for it. This is the blade change handle. and you got those 2 holes there. If you'll notice on this, it's got a couple holes right there, screw holes, and that's where you attach this to. You just put that there, and you can either use these extra screws that come with it, or you can just like remove 1 screw here and then screw it in there, and then remove that screw and screw it in there. And then from there you just remove the rest of the screws, and this blade would come out nice and easy. You attach a new blade to this holder, and you put the new one in and put the screws back in. It's a very simple process. It takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes. That's one of the nice things about this paper cutter. It has a lot of nice features, but that's one of the nicest features is that the blade is very easily changed. Most heavy-duty paper cutters that cut stacks of paper, you have to send them back to the manufacturer to get the blade changed, because it is a difficult process. But on this cutter was made to where it's very user-friendly. So the user can actually take the blade out themselves and put in a new blade when it's ever needed. Now these blades are made of hardened steel, so they do last a long time, but eventually if you use it enough, there will come a time where you'll need to either sharpen your blade or change it. In that case, you'll have to remove it, and with this cutter, it's something that's very easy to do. The other end of this handle is used to remove the cut pad. See this red pad down here? And you can see it right here with the everything up. You can just push into this hole, and just push in there, and this pad will pop out like that. You do it, and the other side will pop up, and you can remove the cut pad from there, and then just put a new one in. But it also comes with an extra cut pad, and each cut pad has 4 sides, so you can rotate it and get basically 8 cut pads out of these 2. Okay, and the only time you really need to change the cut pad side is when you're changing the blade. It's a good idea to start with a fresh side when you put a new blade in. Okay. And actually, one thing I should have showed you, when you're changing that cut pad, before you change it, it comes with this shield here. And basically what this shield does, got this arrow up. You put this shield in here like this, and it goes under you hook it under the blade, and it goes on like that. So now you can put your hand under here. I'd check it first when you put it on there to make sure you got this lip under the blade. Because sometimes if you're messing with this and you get your hand up there, you could the blade's up there, so you could cut yourself. So with this there, you can mess with this cut pad and not worry about cutting yourself. When you're done, you can remove it, just like so. Very simple to do. It also comes with this screwdriver for changing the blade, the screws for it, and it also comes with this wrench here. And what this is for is it's used to change the angle of the blade. Now these are preset out of the factory, so you typically would never have to do this, but in case you ever had to change the angle of the blade, it's just basically the way this blade comes down. You want it to come down just right, and with this tool you can loosen this nut here, and then once it's a little loose, you can take your hand and you can rotate this large silver ring here there. It's just basically you just turn it either clockwise or counterclockwise to change the angle of the blade. And that's what this tool is used for. Again, you typically don't have to use it, but because they do come pre-adjusted out of the factory, but it is there if you ever need it. Okay. Move this all the way up. We'll do a couple samples here for you. I have this foam book. As you can see, I've already cut some of it off in a previous cut, but I'm going to go ahead and use this as well just to show you. Let's slide this through. It's about, I think this foam book's about 1.5 inches thick. As you can see there, slightly under. But this is getting close to the max. The max cut on a stack of paper, the height is around 1.5 inches. You can just slide that under. And I'll just put it at 3 inches let's just do a sliver off of it. I'll do it at 3.5 inches. And once you get it there, you just want to use this clamp up here and pull down on it, a couple good pulls. And we'll clamp down that so it doesn't shift. If you don't got it tight, if this paper ever shifts, it's because you don't have this tight enough. Or because you got an old blade that's dull and it needs changed. But with this nice and tight, you can release this handle down here and pull down the blade. And let me show you here, if you can watch this whole thing here. I can use this is very simple to do. It goes through this like butter. I can do this with 2 fingers here. Although that fell off there. Typically you'd have a little more room here so it don't fall on the floor. Right there. Or you can have this to the edge and have a waste basket down there to catch your waste if you'd rather do it that way. But it does give a very smooth edge to this cut. Hopefully you can see that there. It's smooth. It's actually smoother than the original edge on the side. It's very smooth. But it does go through it very easy. Nice easy cut. I also got this stack of paper here. Sorry about that. This one's a little over an inch, about 1.25 inches. And let's set this, we'll use this side paper support this time. And we'll set it to, let's just say, 7 inches. Cut it lengthwise. I think these are 8.5 inches in length and width, I mean, on this stack of paper, so we'll cut off about 1.5 inches. You can just feed it in the side over here. And basically you just need to get it all tapped in both ways to where it's nice and square against this and that right there. Mainly against this back paper support's your main squaring, but this also helps here on the side. And again, you pull down this paper clamp here. Give it a couple of good snug pull downs to make sure it doesn't shift or move during cutting. And you'll use your blade release right there and then start pulling down the handle. And again, it just goes through it very easy. And there's this one cut off there. Very smooth edge. I'll take this other part out so you can see it. But the edge on this is extremely smooth, very clean cut, no jagged edges of any kind. And this is what you can expect from these machines. And I'll go ahead just to show you real quick. This one does cut extremely well itself. It's the identical machine, it's just shorter, so it's going to give you very good cuts. The only difference is going to be the G17 Pro will just, it's going to give you even easier cuts because of the leverage it will give you. Clamp it down. And just again, release the lever, just pull it down through it. Again, it gives clean cuts. Get the stack in, I'll show you. Same as the G17 Pro, nice and smooth. Hopefully you can see that there. So you do have two very similar cutters here. The G12 Pro is also going to come with all these accessories that the G17 did. It's just not going to. It's just going to be a smaller unit. So we got two machines here now. There is a third option we have, and it's called the G17 Pro Elite package, and it's basically this G17 Pro paper cutter with this cabinet stand, and also it's going to come with an extra blade. On the G17 Pro Elite package only, we'll get the extra blade. But it has a nice drawer here, and a nice cabinet here where you can store paper and other things like that. And this does require assembly. We do have a video for assembly, but it is very easy to do. It takes about maybe 10 minutes at most to assemble it. But once you get this stand assembled like this, it's got nice rubber feet too, and it is all metal. Once you get it assembled, you take this G17, this perfect G17 Pro paper cutter. Let me get it. I like to carry it like this. If you move this out to the edge here, then you can use this as a handle here and this right here. Had those, the feet fall right down into, as you can see here, it's got some cutouts right there. And these rubber feet, they just fit right down in there. And it keeps it secure here. And that's what the G17 Pro Elite package will look like when you get it assembled. It'll have everything the G17 Pro has, with addition to this cabinet stand and an extra blade. But that's basically it. I hope this video has been helpful.